So most possums come in orphaned because they are most marsupial. When they get too big for their mom's pouch, they crawl up on their mom's back. Mom can have up to 14 babies, so sometimes they fall off. When they come in here, we weigh them. If they are under 8 inches, if they are greater than 8 inches, they are able to be on their own. If they are under that 8 inches, we weigh them, see if they need to be in the incubator or if they need to be in the juvenile room. And then we slowly wean them off of formula when they are big enough. And then we use that tube to feed them to go directly into their stomachs because they don't have that suckling instinct. And we wean them just like we do every other animal. And then once they are completely weaned off of formula, we put them in our pre-release enclosure until they get above 8 inches. Once they get above that 8 inches, we can release them. And that 8 inches is from their nose to the base of their tail, not including the tail. So when they first come in, if they are in the incubator, we get them in this little tiny container with holes in the side so there's enough airflow. We also put a paper towel in the bottom because they are very messy. And then they each get one of these pouches that one of our volunteers made for us. They like to huddle inside of it just like they're in mom's pouch. So they also get that in there. When we feed them, when it's time to do feeding, they do not have a suckling instinct, so we have to use this tube along with our syringe. We just push the tube down their throat. They do not have a gag reflex either, so it's not hurtful to them at all. Go straight down to their stomach, and then we push the formula in there. When they're able to sort of try to start eating wet cat food on their own, we have this little cap that we mix wet cat food with their formula in there. So they're attracted to the formula because that's what they're eating. And then we want them to switch over to the wet cat food so we get that kind of combination going. Once they are fully switched over, they get a little wet cat food cap in the morning, and then they get a possum dinner at nighttime. That includes another set of wet cat food, a fruit, and a vegetable. When we do get a lot of possums in, we typically get like maybe 7, 9 at a time. So these tattoo markers are also very important. So we color their ears and their tails to make sure that the appropriate possum is getting the food. We weigh them 3 times a week. So we maintain that weight, and so we change the food based off of their gaining of weight. And so we just need those markers to make sure that we're consistent with our weighing and feedings of each one of those possums. Then as soon as they are completely off of formula, eating solids on their own, they go out to our pre-release enclosure where they have almost no contact with humans so that we can release them back out into the wild.